Now you may or may not be familiar with RWBY. If not, go watch this. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5? Okay, so we're all caught up now. I want you to imagine you have the power to watch a series and see all the mistakes in it, and I don't know, make it good. Well, that is what Bunta Konami has done. There's literally no information on this person, so I don't know where they came from. Nonetheless, they're great at drawing. Now this isn't going to be me pointing out every single change. I'm going to try and not show too much beyond what I need to, since people should really see it for themselves and support it in any way they can, because sadly, very sadly, it's only volumes 1 and 2 that were rewritten, which I found out on the final chapter, which is coincidentally the 2 volumes which have the least amount of problems. So I really would have loved to see the mess that was volume 3 get rewritten, since a lot of people, myself included, believe that's when the series kinda start to decline. So first of all, the art in this manga is great. It can be a little weird if you're used to how they always look in the animated series, but you do get used to it and it's honestly quite impressive at times, as well as just the storyboarding in general. The changes made in this version are very good, especially with how they handled characters. Who would have thought Dr. Oobleck would be so cool? He is one of my favorite, if not my number 1 in this manga. This is literally Virgin vs Chad energy. Everyone feels so much more complex and feel like a character actually living in this world rather than, oh, I wrote this like 2 minutes ago. This is my idea of a human. They feel like actual people with personalities. Torchwick, who was already my favorite villain in the animated series, if he's not your favorite then you're just watching the wrong series, he has another layer to him in the manga, which comes out while he's in a fight, and he gets sadistic. And he gets this sadistic enjoyment when he's fighting, and when he's not, he's just the same old Torchwick we know and love. RWBY, who is, let's just say, not the most developed in the animated series, actually learns from Roman in this version. So they develop this feud between each other, and since they know what to expect from each other, they can make changes according to their strategies. Those types of changes really take the story to the next level and make it that much more compelling. The Emerald Forest and how Ruby and Weiss develop is also different, with Ruby coming to save Weiss and somewhat putting her foot down with the way Weiss treats her. Her leadership capabilities are also on full display in this version, with showing us how she plans the strategies. She's been taking note of everyone and uses that knowledge to come up with a creative way to take down the Nevermore, which I guess could have happened in the animated series, but they don't show it. So just taking things and showing them, it's a nice touch. Now sadly, I have to say, the greatest team in RWBY, Team CRDL, is cut out. I know, it sucks, but clearly they were too overpowered to be in this story. The mech battle from Volume 2 is a lot harder, which it should have been, and a big part of Volume 2's ending is somewhat changed as well. Does that mean it's perfect? No, but some things can end a bit too quickly or happen off screen, and I also prefer the way Emerald and Mercury were introduced in the animated series more. The relationship with Torchwick and Neo is way more business heavy in the manga, but in the animated version it was a little more ambiguous, which I personally preferred. But the changes made are great the majority of the time. Some changes also may have happened because it was set to end with Volume 2, so there wouldn't be much reason to hint at anything coming after, such as Raven not being included in the Volume 2 manga, which really makes me curious how Bunta Konami would have included her. If anything, they should just let them take over the animated series because it's that much better than the original 2 volumes. I highly suggest supporting this in any way if there is even the slightest chance that this can continue. Pesto Rooster Teeth, they clearly listen to public demand. This could genuinely be another way for people to get into RWBY if they don't like the 3D style of the animated. So I would really love to see this continue, seeing as even though it says the end, you can definitely still pick it back up, and with the way it ended, it was a little bit of a tease, but at the same time it wasn't. It can be picked back up. I definitely prefer this version compared to what we get now, so I think this would really give people a new outlook on RWBY and see that it's a lot better than people think it is. at least the manga version anyway. So if you can, support this, and also hit that like button as well if you could. That would be quite nice. Also that big red
I've been at it on my own time, no, flexing on my own.